So here's how this one actually goes. Every location we go to is going to be a little bit more of a different experiment than the next one. This one is great because it's super haunted, and you guys get to experiment with your equipment without me, let you know a little bit of a history. Speaking of a little bit of a history, this is where I start withholding information on purpose. Reason being, I'm not going to be giving you questions here like what color was George Washington's light force, right? So you will be getting the answers from the communicators. It does include our word generator, the little Ouija board device, and all of the spirit boxes that we have passed around. So where are you? This used to be the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. The mansion sat in the front of the space facing East Bay Street. Eliza's garden was lined up with Five Church Restaurant and came all the way across, and we are standing in the servant and slave quarters for the hell. That's the layout of the land. Who the hell were these people? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 different Chucks, in case you guys were not paying attention. That's why we look for the secondary clues, by the way. So in case somebody hears the name Charles, we know which one it is and how to address them. There are 3 different men. Yeah, let's switch it back on me again. Right hand side. There we go. Okay, you must have just bumped it when you were moving it around. But you're okay. So, oh, by the way, what's going to happen here is once I give you a history, I'm going to have you guys spread out, staying away from the vehicles. I'll do 1 or 2 round robins with everybody, taking a lot of notes, seeing what's going on, and then I'll regroup us here to show you how what you found actually pieces together, if we have anything at all. That's how this will work. So back to the Chucks.
Move this way, brother.
Well, if it was a concern, that would have been your first.
Yeah, no, it's
electronic device.
I'll let you know if I
becomes a concern.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Over there, we're just making a little bit right there has to act today.
Almost like a booming sound. Alright guys, I think it's time to in whichever direction you want. If other tourists and other tourists are going to walk through here, then you walk all the way or like that. They'll either come out of this ivy wall, because there's a set of stairs right there, or they'll come in the way that we do. So those of you with cameras, you'll point your cameras or just bring them around so it doesn't look like we're filming a bunch of people, and you guys get the point. Well, let's get into the reason why everybody comes down here. This is Philadelphia Alley now, but it used to be called Jeweler's Alley. This this is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. I say some of the duels because it was illegal, and they had to find hiding spots. This happened to be one of the hiding spots. That's why we're here. We all tell the same story of the same duel. I'm just going to give you a few extra details because you're ghost hunting. You're not on a campfire and marshmallow kind of ghost story. You need the details. Damn, that's going to be loud all night long. So, my doctor moved down here from Rhode Island. So with yours, John, you're looking for the initials of RI. It's going to make more sense when I continue with the story for the Rhode Island. That's actually the reason why we have that device is for this location. We bought it just for that. But anyway, the doctor's name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. If any of you are still listening to your spirit boxes and the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up while we're here, it's not coincidence. It shows up because it's part of his name. The doctor is here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancee, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of his cash flow. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. He's going to take all your cash. So Dr. Ladd moves here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her money. He's going to start his medical practice here, and he'll make his own deal. So on his way into town, he had a coachman, and the coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. That's kind of like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. I'm sorry, somebody's taking an Uber home. But somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen. The person walking by, his name was Ralph Isaacs. Do those initials sound familiar? RI. Exactly. So we bought that device because we were getting RI on Michael's device. So I bought that to verify it, and we only get it around Ralph's name, not the Rhode Island. So we're looking to still continue to verify that. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Happens all the time. So why don't you come with me? I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room for these friends of mine, and you'll be safe. Well, Doc took him up on that offer, and they became friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. He's making his own. She gets wind of this, and she's moving down so they can be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is exactly the reason why I hate the damn story. Every haunted city you will ever visit is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. Ours just happens to be a doctor. But why are we in Dueler's Alley? That. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. That's how it goes. So they go see Richard III one night, and they're arguing on the way home over the actress they just saw. Doc thought she was great. Ralph did not. And the argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island, and they go their separate ways. It got really ugly between the two of them. So Ralph, the next day, went to his friends at the newspaper and placed an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of shit. Well, Doc saw this and rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die. All this over an actress, by the way. Just to point out how dumb shit was back in the 1700s. Yes. So the two gentlemen came down, back to back. They took for 10 paces. They turned. Doc pointed his gun in the air. Shot for the one shot. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage to show up. But Ralph has his one bullet still. And he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die. Fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street. He died 10 days later, November 2nd, 1786, after refusing medical treatment. Two things about the last statement that I just said. It is 1786. Gunshot wounds back then are a lot different than what we know of them now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but he failed, because obviously he died. Every ghost store, all 300 plus of them, all tell their guests to listen for the whistles while we're here. We have 2 cameras running plus my voice recorder. Not to mention this new crazy device. Who knows if that thing will pick up a whistle or not. But if we're going to get a disembodied whistle, more than likely it's going to come up on one of the 3 major devices. And we have proof of that. I have caught it plenty of times in the 5 years I've been coming down here. However, can't tell you how many times I'm spot checking Michael's device. And by the way, your spot checks are minute 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm not looking for anything. I'm spot checking in a sequence, so to speak. So I'm not searching for anything. Whatever falls where it falls is where it falls. So I can't tell you how many times the whistling part of a song shows up and then the word doctor immediately after. Like, doctor, get it all the time. It's just Doc saying hello, let me know he's here. I did tell you that this guy will follow me around town, and he has a code word that he can use through your spirit boxes that is not something commonly heard on the radio. I will let part of the team know at the end of the night what that code word is, and you guys will see why it's only part of the team that will know what's going on with that particular spot. So we're going to do an experiment where some of you tonight will not know the last story of the night until you get the video back. We'll talk about that later on. So by the way, if you're going to try this on your own and you're going to walk all the way through here without me, because this is the spot I got kicked out of, remember? Use the voice recorders from your phone. Just remember that every local knows the damn story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland or Main Street, we all throw a whistle down this alley. It's just something we do here. So just kind of keep that in mind. Exactly. I do it even when I drive by it. It's just habit now. So take it for what it's worth. So let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. This is the fun part of the story. And John can't look at it like, I can't wait for this shit. So he's got a shitty grin on his face ever since I said something. So this alley didn't always go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall of it. That's the reason why I stopped right here by the gate, because it's about the halfway marker between us and Cumberland Street where the wall used to be. So why am I telling you this? It means that they built the alley starting on that end and came down this way over the years. Those bricks are older than the ones we're standing on. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There is a handprint from a slave child in one of the bricks down there, and some fingerprint swipes in others. I used to take my groups all the way through so I can give them a history lesson about that handprint, because we all need to see how far it came. There's nothing paranormal about that brick. You guys already know how I feel about cemeteries. That's the last place you're going to find a kid that made that handprint. There's not a bear staring at that brick. That's the last place you'll find them. So, November 26th of 2020, I took my entire group down there after telling them about the handprint. We're just going to point it out and keep walking. But they all stopped. Same group size as you guys, 9 to 10 people. And they're all huddled around the damn brick waiting for something to happen. And I'm trying to shoo them along because I know nothing's going to happen. The kid's not there. Not to mention, we're standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm just trying to be respectful. I didn't realize we were out of bounds for tours. I was still new at this. The new owner of that mansion came out screaming his head off when my daughter was on the tour that night, and she thought it was absolutely hysterical that her father was getting yelled at right in front of her. She thought it was great. We moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I went tour on Thanksgiving. Some of you already know that I worked in upper management for Walmart, and you guys like to fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You scarred me for life. I don't do holidays anymore, ever. But anyway, the next day, I called my partner, and I basically asked him what to do, because I was still new at this. And he laughed at me just like my daughter did, because he already got the complaint, and basically said, you got to reroute your group, man. You can't go down that way. It's residential. So I told my group that night, I don't get into the next story, because I'm into vampires, not pirates. I would normally, by the way, tell you a pirate story next, but we've got this out of there, too. And that's actually the place that they're monitoring for tours not to go into. That's what the tourism police is out this week for. But anyway, before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. Now, if I say the word pirate, who's the first pirate you guys think? Jack. Jack Sparrow, real pirate. Blackbeard. Right. So somebody heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate it was. Anne Bonny, the famous female pirate. So I was like, okay, maybe we'll get something. I took them around the corner and told them what I did know about pirates in Charleston, which wasn't much, by the way. And somebody else heard the number 300. I don't know what it meant. I wrote it down. I did the research. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. Oh, wow. So I normally get that kind of reaction. However, I was quite pissed off. The reason being is because I do have a master's degree in creative writing and several other degrees in all the writing places. So where people come up behind you, so go ahead and punch your camera directly at the ground. Yeah, you can just hold it at your side. Are you good? How are you? Good. No chilly tonight. We just have 2 trees about 10 minutes. I heard after the war earlier when you were talking. So back to the I was pissed off about it. Pirate stories come from pirate lore that was written 100 years after the Golden Age of piracy. It's a problem for me because every time you guys found something that might be relevant over there, I had to do like 5 books to figure out if it was real or not. So I do have all this research that I've done on piracy, and I'm probably considered an expert now. But I can't even tell you the damn story anymore. So what we're going to be doing next, by the way, I'm going to tell you, he just heard King Street, and your spirit boxes are slowed down. We'll pick up words before and after the actual message. We used to get the word king all the time while investigating the Anne Bonny story, because one of her lovers was Calico Jack, and the ship that she joined with Calico Jack was the Kingston. So the word Kingston is not going to be available through radio chatter, so the word king would show up all the time over there, not just on regular spirit boxes, it would show up on our word list as well. So we're going to go up and around the corner. We're going to get things from Dr. Ladd over there as well, but we're going to be doing an experiment. I'll tell you what's going on with the one side of the cemetery of what we're looking for, and the story behind it, and we're going to see if we can get anything out of it. Spirit boxes will be in full effect once we're all over there, because I don't think any other tour even goes on that side of the cemetery. They all go to the other side. So your battery life on your light should be getting pretty low, which is probably getting perfect. That's the device on top of the camera itself.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, there's two.
Yeah. So we'll see what we get. We've had some weird anomalies over there, like 9s and 12s. We did get a couple of 5s over there last week, so we'll see what happens while we're over at that side of the cemetery. Did anybody else have anything weird going on with their devices? Who's got the word list now?
I do.
So what's the last 4 or 5 terms?
Lose, slowly, ocean, and hay.
I like lose slowly, considering it took them 10 days to die. So I like that. I know it sounds funny and ironic.
I've been getting some weird stuff, so it's been on like 1 and 2, which is not weird, but this is like been the highest static I've gotten all night.
Is it changing or is it staying pretty steady?
It's been changing, so like now it's going pretty high, well it's on 1, and then it'll like go back down and then go back up.
Okay, so we got some weird stuff to look at. Awesome, love it. Any words being spelled out for us? Okay. All right, so from here to the next location, cameras, if you want to record, that's completely up to you. Just be mindful of people walking around the city. And then Chuck, we definitely want to get you unmuted from here to there. And then I will change out the light and give you the story. And then we will get you unmuted again. So let's go learn about this crazy story within a story bit. By the way, I'd just love to point this out. Not a whole lot of people know what this tree actually is. Did you guys smell anything different or familiar when you guys came in here? So this is an anise tree. Does anybody know what anise is used for? Black licorice, exactly. If you're from the north or from Ohio, gentlemen, you might remember Pizzelle cookies. This is what we make them out of. So this time of year, we have anise, and then on the other side, in the spring, we have honeysuckle. So when you come down here, you always know what time of year it is. Sorry, I get into weird shit like that.
I have a question about the thing. So what is the story and stuff have to do with
Nothing. Other than the fact
Two different stories.
that would be our next location, but I can't take you there anymore. It's a good catch. Charleston. So that's why I'm trying to see if this is proven myth or if Sally was just a nickname and nobody can tell me anything. Yeah, his kids live way more than yours, just because it continues. There's no break in the pause. You know what I mean? Like it's continuous. How's this going? Camera right over top of this. Yeah, what is that?
That's a little interesting. I don't know if it's really relevant to the story. I haven't been for a while. And then when I stuck it with the oil and it started going off, it got a picture of it.
Okay. This is where we're getting at.
Oh, sorry.
So, this hasn't moved at all. That's why when it shows up, it's definitely like, oh crap, cool.
Yeah, it went to like 0.8 or something earlier.
Jenna, can we get him to come back? Oh, not past the fire hydrant. Not past the fire hydrant.
Babe. Justin, you're too far. We can't be that far.
Along with Patrick and no reason.
Along with
We can't go past the fire hydrant.
No, along with Patrick and then the next row was no reason. It's not static. It's like little songs over your little.
Yeah, keep it on the side of the fence this way.
Once in a
We
while.
don't need to be sticking it through the fence. We can't do that. We have to follow the rules.
stuck it in and got up there for a split second and then back into these two.
Oh, very cool. Just not sticking through the rails. Okay.
And staying all night long.
We're not staying all night long. Seems like that sometimes. For them. Yeah, happy little ghost song, right? Yeah. Any words coming up, Justin?
Yep, Lone Star.
Okay. So that mount, this is the first time we're using the mount for that flashlight, by the way. That's why I'm all excited that we could have swapped out the light itself. So this is where we caught that giant orb with the camera that she's using. So I'm hoping that we're going to get more motion out of this and we're going to get more clues out of the spirit boxes of what's going on here. And if I get more Sally pieces, that's definitely verifiable. I just need to dive into it a little bit more and maybe talk to some of the historians of like, who the hell was this girl? So it's a lot of research, but I was
The story of Sally
it was basically happened in the
World and Johnny.
1800s, so I would say about 130 years or so.
World and Johnny.
It's interesting because they kind of all got Johnny.
You see anything?
You do camera now. Let me. I'll do the box. You do
You
the
wanna do
camera. I think I had something in the back corner, but it was just a little bit lighter than. Yeah, if you go, yeah, it's super small, and I could see like a little lighter in the tombstone, but I couldn't
Get your
tell.
light off that rail, baby. So you're on the rail.
Yeah, you can like
It's
pull the
hard.
front of it in and out, and it changes like how big the light is.
Again, getting 4 or 5 pieces a year when you do find them. When I jumped out of my damn chair last week when I found that big blue rustling over me and I never felt it, I was like, what is happening? So it was weird because another tour guide that I know, he gave me a hug. On the bigger side than me, and so we should have had body heat. It should have been left behind. Well, the cold actually covered my body. That's how cold it was, but it didn't register on the blue dot because my water bottle was also in play. My water bottle was reading the coldest thing. So it's just like this. I mean, you guys will be able to see it. You're going to scroll down and see it behind it. But it was just super cool. I was able to take screenshots and give them like a play-by-play for every millisecond it was happening.
Going like this.
My light on. And my water bottle. At Philadelphia Alley. It came out of nowhere. That's when I what the hell's happening here? He's already, yeah, he follows me everywhere, so I don't know who was around. How's our timer looking on the camera?
I don't see a timer.
See at the bottom?
Mm,
The bottom of the screen?
no.
Another, we'll say 2 or 3 minutes. The timer's down here.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't even on.
Oh.
None of that was on. It was just the camera.
Okay. Nothing coming out of these spirit boxes, guys?
Now my wife walked up and it changed to offensive, so that could be.
Nothing out of yours?
I haven't heard anything.
Castles, playground. We will not tell you secrets.
We will not tell you secrets. Kind of makes sense, but we're being quiet.
I just heard that is necessary.
Writing in the dark is now my resume, in case anybody was wondering. Another reason why I do the data immediately after we're done, so that way it's all fresh in my head. And I'm like, what the hell did I write? Oh, that's right. Bring it over here before we flash somebody.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Clear goodbye.
Yeah, I think that should be able to do. So if you got nothing on yours, I know you were kind of back and forth with turning it on. Because go ahead and stop the cameras.
Okay, how do you, I don't know how to work
Hit the
this.
button back here on the back.
Right here?
I'm a big history guy. The reason I really want to do this is because I knew it was a bit more interactive, and I'm a very big history guy. I love history. I love history.
Alright. Tamara, have a seat. Grab Michael. This will be yours. So here's the thing. I don't normally have like the same people from the same group, which would be very interesting if you have yeah. Alright, let's go on some quick history. We're gonna go this way. Any words coming out of that at all? On record, Jackson, so all you gotta do is hold it nice and steady while we film this whole thing. So because the two of you are normally I put two different people on the
Scary.
if you feel too loud, I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder. I try not to touch the desk, so I will know how you do that. So when we're done, I'll do a quick tap on the leg, or I'll have both tap you on the leg, so that way you know we're done. So obviously Hannah will be doing the same thing as for you. When it's too loud, tap on the shoulder, right there. We have neighbors that kind of put this on. So when we were VR, have you ever done VR before? Yeah. Okay, so this is not going to be, you're not going to be walking around. Oh. Yeah, this is not you checking everything out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're going to see it right here.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is you're going to have a galaxy just swirling and bustling around in the distance, and then every once in a while a picture, a photograph, a painting, a cartoon, something's going to show up for you, and you're going to briefly describe it. If it's three people on a bench with a tree, make it brief, because you got two gentlemen here that are going to be trying to talk over you. They don't know that you're trying to talk. They can't hear you. That's the whole point. So if they're not saying much, which might be the instance based off of the response earlier tonight, I will ask you probing questions. Now, what else are these people wearing? Can you give us a time era? Something along those lines. Okay. You might not get any images. You might get 4, which is about an average, or we might get all the way up to 12. That's the beauty. We'll all be able to see the images when we're done. So I'll be able to save this to the phone, so I'll be able to show you guys all these images, and it will be in your report. And I do run them all through Google Lens. So in case I miss something or I don't know the era of an item that shows up in here, I can look it up on Google Lens and tell me if it's relevant for it. So you guys will be telling me everything you're hearing. So that includes yes, no answers. And when you say you have no idea what's going on, so that's the fun part about this. So if you hear something, say it. Don't forget to talk. All right, gentlemen, blindfolds up, spirit boxes, find way up. And then I'll get this set up for you. And all you'll have to do is look straight ahead. And it will line up with you, but in case it's blurry in there, this is a focus right here. By the way, we only do this for 10 minutes. It is 11:18. So waiting for headphones kind of help hold that on, just so you know.
Okay. A little bit straight with my big ears.
I don't want to start asking questions, so you know what I mean? We'll get that all lined up. Henry, you got two blindfolds. You got two blindfolds here on the bench. Tamara, you can see whatever you want us to see. So let's get started with your work. Just like we always do. Tell us what you do for a living. Let's get some verification here. What did you do for a living? We got the word pen earlier. Can you elaborate on that? Henry? Find out. I'm trying to find out. You're not giving me anything yet. Henry, what's that? Can you tell us what you did for a living? I know the month of October isn't usually a great month to talk to you. I know you're mourning. I apologize for that. This is how we learn more about you. Now how this works. Henry, tell us something about your work. Maybe something you're proud of. Make it positive. Wow. Complete silence. And then can you give us an image in the blue box? We can interpret pictures. No backbone? I'm trying not to. And I'm trying to keep it positive. I know this is not a good month for you. By the way, Henry and his son both died in the month of October. That's why I'm saying it's not a good month.
You should think about me.
Henry, let's talk about your work. You and I share that common ground. What did you do? Michael's like not said a word yet. In between? Tamara, in between. Can you show us an image in the blue box? Next time? Nope, we're going to do this right now, Henry. Freshness? Henry, there's nobody around but us. Use these folks to tell us the messages, hopefully answer these questions. If you want to talk about something else, you can change the topic. But I'm going to stick to your work until we get some type of answer. We're getting ready to show your famous page. Got 2 more weeks. You want to tell us what that page is? Yeah, people are going to be looking at it. Can you tell us what that page is? Henry? What is the page that people are going to be observing? Henry? If somebody else is here, please tell us the code word to let us know that you are here. Monthly. Dr. Ladd, if you're here, you know your code word. Let us know what it is. You know? I know what it is. You should know what it is as well. Henry, maybe if you just toss us through a few images, we'll be on our way. We'll cut things short tonight since there's no answers coming out of Michael at all. Hey, you. Henry? got 5 minutes. You have 5 more to go. Try and stick to your work because we're getting ready to show your work on Halloween. Why do you think they show it on Halloween?
Come on, Henry.
Any words showing up at all?
Only 2 since you started. The Sadet and the Alley.
Allie kind of makes sense because of the doctor.
Dr. Ladd, if you're here, what's your code word? You can give us 22. Dr. Ladd died at the age of 22. I'll give you that. I need more
This
than that,
just
Doc.
jumped to 6.2 for
In
the
the leg.
first time.
I'm sorry, what was yours?
It just jumped to 6.2 for the first time
And he just said in the leg.
in like
Oh.
an hour.
Oh, yeah?
Doctor is here.
Dr. Ladd. Can you tell us what state you were buried in, sir? Just to verify that it's you? I like the little subtle clues. Okay, back to Henry. Talking about your work that they show on Halloween. Frustrated. Why are you frustrated? Do you not like the fact that they show it on Halloween? Something that's I don't know. Can you tell us what they show on? What do they show on Halloween? And in what building is it? Can you tell us that? Michael missed the instructions to tell us what he hears, or he is struggling like crazy.
I just got symbols.
Symbols? That's in anyway? No. Person would have had something, had that EMF play. Henry, okay. We're going to wrap it up. Can you at least give us one image? If we don't have much going on. Or Dr. Ladd, you can give us an image. Step in. Henry. Lifestyle. One last chance, Henry. Or Dr. Ladd. I'll count you out. So give us an image. Fresh air. 5. 4. Get on it. 3. 2. 1. Henry, good night. Can you tell us good night back? Okay. And let's go ahead and tap him out. Claire, go ahead and peel that thing off your face and then tap Michael on the leg. I want to see what's going on with him. So, did you not hear anything at all, Michael? No, nothing. Okay. So, yeah, you didn't say a word. I was kind of like, maybe he missed the direction, or maybe he's really struggling in there. So, you have a button next to the volume. I want you to click it in the opposite direction.
I can hear the radio station going through.
Yeah, but you didn't hear anything clear enough to be able to speak back to us. No. Well, I want you to turn the machine off, because we're wrapping it up. We want to make sure the last 10 minutes, everybody knows that it came from that particular recording. Yeah, you don't have to worry about yours because it's not recording. I'm just going to verify that Tamara did not get any images whatsoever. Because sometimes it'll flicker and you guys missed stuff, but obviously
I just saw black with a bunch of like flashing things,
that's all you should have
and then red. It almost looked like buildings on fire, but the whole time it was like red and it looked like fire.
Yeah, it's like a little galaxy up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it didn't generate any images. Go ahead and hit the stop button on your camera.
Okay.